Hello, teacher friends. Welcome to the world of Lesson Plan Toolbox, where we are focusing on end of the year classroom management strategies. Teachers reached out to us. They gave us some of their classroom management issues. So now we're putting together a little mini series on how to best support them in the classroom. We dive deeper into all of these strategies inside our Mastering Classroom Management membership for primary teachers. And I have to tell you, now is a great time to get in because if you use code SAVE40, it's $57 for year-round classroom management support from us in real time. You tell us what's going on in your classroom, then we reply with videos back to you on how to support you with your classroom management strategies. Okay, let's dive into this week's topic and get started. So today I want to dive into a topic that teachers have brought up to us and we don't really necessarily talk a whole lot about because we're all adults in this situation. That's right, it's dealing with parents. When parents try to come in and take control of your classroom, what's a teacher to do? And let me tell you, after 2 decades of being in the classroom, I have had my fair share of experiences of parents trying to come in and take control over my classroom. And we're going to offer you the tips and tricks of how to avoid making this happen. And there's one that's probably really going to surprise you. Okay, teacher friends, picture this. You're in the middle of teaching a lesson. You're at the board, you're teaching a lesson. All of a sudden, you see a water bottle go flying across the room, and you're not quite sure what is going on, but you're able to intercept that water bottle before it hits or hurts anyone in the classroom. You immediately take it, throw it in the trash bin. All of a sudden, a student comes to you and says, Miss Began, that water bottle, that is not a disposable water bottle. We shouldn't be throwing that away. I need to keep that. So what's a teacher to do? That's right. You fish the water bottle out of the trash can and you give it back to the student, reminding that student that throwing that water bottle across the classroom is not only inappropriate, but definitely not safe behavior to have in the classroom and how easily he or she could have hurt someone. Here's the problem though. When that student takes a water bottle, goes, washes it out in the bathroom and kind of continues to use it, his or her parent comes to school and berates you. How could you have their child putting their hands in the trash can using a dirty water bottle all day long? Sound familiar? Yeah, we've all been there. It might not be a water bottle. It might be drama happening with other students in your classroom, but we've all been there where the parent confronts you and doesn't even necessarily have the story straight. So what's a teacher to do? Okay, first things first, and this can be kind of tricky, but always keep a cool head. Trust me, I know when you're being accused of absurdities, it might not be easy to keep your cool, but if you are engaging in a shouting match, nobody is going to win. It doesn't get you or the parent anywhere. So be the professional in this situation and keep your cool, as hard as it may be. When they leave, if you break down, that's okay. Find a teacher bestie, go have your breakdown session, and know that that parent did not know the whole situation, okay? That parent wants to be validated in being right, and no matter what you say in that instant, no matter how high the, emotional levels are, the parent is not going to listen to your side. So keep your cool. Count to 10 if you have to. Journal about this when it's all done. Keep your cool, maintain that level of professionalism, and when the parent is ready to talk calmly to you, then you'd be happy to have that conversation. The next one makes complete sense too. Document everything. If you are having in-person interactions with that parent, document it. If it's an email, document it. If it's a phone call, document it. Document. If you do not have our freebie, we have so many documentation forms in there. I've linked it at the bottom of this post. Grab that freebie because it's like just a checklist of ways you can document student behavior and parent interactions. Document. It is going to be your foundation of evidence when your administration comes to you and says, what happened? What have you done? whatever the situation may be. So document, document, document. You will not be sorry that you did this. Okay, this next one is the one that might surprise you, and you might think, Lauren, you're out of your mind. But have empathy. Trust me, I know it is so tricky to go deep within yourself and find empathy, especially when you are being berated for something that you didn't even do. But now it's time to shift perspective. Put yourself in the parent's shoes. This is something we get into inside our membership. We talk all about perspective. The parent is scared. They're worried for their child. They have their child's best interest at heart, and their feelings and emotions are out of control. This is what we deal with all the time, especially if you're in the primary world. We help our students figure out how to handle those big emotions. So now you're going to use those same skills in this situation. And I promise you, by showing that you understand and having that empathy, you're going to diffuse that situation before it escalates into anything more. Two of the best phrases I tell teachers to use when interacting with a parent who is confronting them is, I understand, and thank you for bringing this to my attention. What you're doing there is you're acknowledging their perspective, and you're not agreeing with them, but you're saying that you get where they're coming from. It goes a long, long way, just those two phrases, and getting the parent to be on your side. The flip side of this, though, is you are the authority of the classroom. You know your students, you know your curriculum, you know the rules and procedures of your classroom. You're not going to allow students to throw water bottles across your classroom. So you do have to be confident in the procedures you have set in place. You also want to make sure, though, that you have been consistent in adhering to those rules and procedures, okay? Stand your ground, stand it proudly, but also come from that place of empathy. I understand, and thank you for bringing that to my attention. It's going to go a long way. And finally, we've all been there where no matter how great of a teacher you are, every once in a blue moon, there is that parent that no matter what you do, it's not enough. No matter what you do, they're looking for that confrontation. And this is where you're really going to want your documentation in place, but you want to make sure your principal and your administration are in the loop with knowing what's happening in this situation, okay? So this is where you get that extra level of support. You might even get to a point where your principal says, make sure you are CCing me on every single email you send, or to the point where the principal says, you know what, you are removed from dealing with this parent. It's our turn to step in and take over. And that is okay. Let them do their job. They are there to support you. And if that's what they feel the next level is, then take the support. Okay, so those are our best tips and tricks for how to navigate tricky situations with families. Remember, patience, empathy, and professionalism, and you are going to do amazing. You've got this. You are such a strong teacher. You're so much stronger now than where you were in August. Remember that. Okay, we are going to share with you a couple of things we have going on in Lesson Plan Toolbox. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Give us some feedback. Hit reply or leave a review. Let us know what tips and tricks were most surprising to you, or what tips and tricks you are using in your classroom. For now, I'm going to sign off. I'm Lauren Zabigan, the founder of Lesson Plan Toolbox. Thanks for being here, and come back next week for another episode of End of the Year Classroom Management Strategies. We would be remiss if we did not talk about Teacher Appreciation Week. Happy Teacher Appreciation Week. We cannot tell you how much we love supporting primary teachers in all things in the classroom and out of the classroom as best we can. So, in honor of Teacher Appreciation Week, we are offering a full year membership, which is getting support from us in real time. You literally fill out a Google form, so it's not like you have to be intimidated in this process. We read through the Google Forms, we pull out the trends of what's happening in the classroom, and then you receive weekly video strategies on how to better support yourself in the classroom with your classroom management. It is a win-win. You can do this during contracted hours. We even have it set up where if you want to find somebody to sponsor you or to gift this to you, there is a link on lessonplantoolbox.com. You can click. It can all get paid for as a gift to yourself, whether it's teacher appreciation gift, Mother's Day gift, totally up to you. Here's the catch though. This offer goes away May 13th. So you have only a few days to get in on this phenomenal $57 deal. Use code SAVE40, get into our membership, and get that instant access to the 5-minute-a-day classroom management resource, Student Behavior Scenario of the Day cards. Those will be a game changer in your classroom. Finish the year with them, and then you'll have them all next year to use as you see fit.